Talks about life. Seeing Nick take one.
Hello everyone, thank you for watching Talks About Life. I'm here with Nicholas Acosta, the director. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. Yep, with my mug.
Yeah, where did the mug come from?
Hogwarts. Actually, Hogsmeade. Yes, I got it in Florida when I nerdily went to the opening week of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Nice. So I like to start with the question, where were you born and where are you from?
I was born in Torrance, California, and I'm from Torrance, California.
And you still live in Torrance.
I still live in Torrance, which is just like 30 minutes from where we are right now. 40 on a good day.
Have you been able to like travel the country at all and go sightseeing?
I don't travel that much. I don't like traveling that much, but I do. It's like a weird thing. Like I went to New York for the first time ever this past summer for my buddy, or last spring, sorry, for my producer and writer's wedding. And it was like, okay, cool. But then I was done within like the first couple days. And then we went upstate and I was like, ooh, this is a place I could more chill. I'm not much of a city guy. I don't like the cities as much, which is why I live in Torrance and not LA.
Right.
And then I haven't really gone too far. I've gone to Florida. I've gone to like Nevada, things like that. But I don't really try to travel that much. If work takes me there, I'm all for it. But it's never like a situation where I'm just like, man, I gotta go to Wisconsin right now or something like that.
Yeah.
So
when did you start developing an interest in filmmaking, and did you immediately land on being a director?
I don't know. It was it was kind of a fluid situation. Like I really started making movies started getting into wanting to make movies at the age of like 12, but because my dad what was it? He works at American Honda, and what happened was, but for fun, because he was into photography a little bit, but he likes movies and always saw lots of movies, and he signed up for this like public access television things where you could go in and rent some cameras out and everything, and he made some like short films with my cousins and I and things like that. He did this Indiana Jones piece called Colorado Jim with my cousin Jimmy, and it was fun. And I was like I played a small part, and I remember watching it. I was like, that's cool. But it was never something like, oh, I got to do that. I used to want to be an inventor, but everything I wanted to invent, but I was terrible at science and math. Still am.
Yeah.
And everything I wanted to invent was like from movies. I'm talking about like Doc Brown's Time Machine, Rick Moranis' Shrinking Machine, things like that. And as I got older, I realized that wasn't my thing, and I tried writing and drawing, couldn't draw for shit, and all that stuff. So one day, it was like until like, you know, every generation there's that movie that just like changes people and makes people like, I want to make movies. You know, for some people, Star Wars, you know, like the original Star Wars, and then you know, some people it's a Godfather, but like there's that but it's usually like a technical film that really just changed things. Mine was The Matrix. I saw The Matrix and was just like, this is cool. How are movies made? How did they do this? And that was the age of DVD starting to kind of come about, and special feature material, and that's how I learned a lot of the stuff I do. And that was around like 11 or 12, and I just said like, I kind of want to do this, and I asked my dad like, take out the cameras again, let's do it. He had the heart to tell me that he'd no longer be a part of that anymore. But eventually, my uncle like lent me a camera one day, and we just started doing it, and I just like filmed everything, and started making like little funny effects in camera by like, you know, doing the what was it, George Méliès effect, where like, you know, freeze, get out of the frame, going, and I thinking like these off the top of my head, but not seeing it before, just thinking like, I think that's how you do it, and not realizing people had been doing it hundreds of years before me. Or 100 years, not hundreds. Yeah. See, I'm not smart.
In film world.
Yes. But yeah, and then I just kind of got into it over the years, just taking a camera out that eventually my parents like lent me or let me borrow over the years, just filming some stuff with my friends, editing via VCR, you know, pause, play, rewind, and then I went to film school and all that jazz.
So that led to film school, like that was kind of just the natural next step.
Yeah, like I went to college for I went to like normal community college for like a couple years, and it wasn't really my thing. You know, I was studying film. I was studying film, and that was my goal. Like I was going to do film. I knew I was going to do it, but I was doing it the practical, like, you know, safe way. And I went to, again, like community college for a couple of years. I minored in psychology, you know, because I found that was kind of interesting. But my main thing was film. And
I feel like psychology is a huge part of like acting and filmmaking. Does that still play a role, or?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it was something that I didn't think about at the time. I just like, I've always had like a fascination with how the human mind works and how we as people in society kind of like do things. And I mean, you've had conversations with me before where I'll talk about like, you know, like, oh yeah, the psychological view on it and everything. And it could be just like, we're talking about sweet tarts for all I know, just like candy. But like, you know, how the packaging works and how how people like respond to it. And yeah, it's something that later on I realized, oh, it kind of works. Because I dabble in suspense, horror, action, things like that. And with that, I've always used, I wrote a paper called The Psychology of Fear and something like that. But I used like movies as kind of like a way of like doing it because I always had to find a way to like that make it fun for me. And I took like a poll and researched like so many people's like general fears. And I got like a whole thing of like what people are most scared of. I created like this theory I call it the 5 extremities of gore, because I'm not a big gore fiend, but I found out like there's 5 things, like, you know, you could cut people's heads off, you could stab, and people don't care anymore. But if there's 5 things that you mess with on the human body, people just go and freak out about. And it was just really interesting, like how that like applies now to what I do, whether it be action, horror, or just in general like drama. You know, people's emotions, because that's what we're doing. We're toying with people's emotions.